This happened. I recently collaborated with Ford. So basically what Ford did was loan me their F-150 Lightning truck for a few weeks. And now that I've had some time with it, I want to give you my thoughts on it, my experience with it, if you will. All right, so in this video, we're going to talk about everything that I learned about it, from my favorite features to the way it drives, even my very first charging experience, which I don't know, I was super excited about because I've always been curious, to see what it's like to charge or drive an electric vehicle. But something I found interesting
is that the F-Series is the best-selling truck in America for the 47th consecutive year.
I'm trying to wrap my mind around that right now, y'all. I've had their electric F-150 Lightning truck for a few weeks now, and the first thing that I noticed and appreciated was the look of it.
This thing is just massive. It is huge, but the first thing I want to take a look at is the beautiful and distinct light bar. I mean, that is the thing that instantly grabbed me as soon as I saw this thing pull up.
And if we open this up, it'll expose the Mega Power frunk. So tons and tons and tons of storage in here.
I want to say this actually has the largest frunk of all electric trucks.
And even down here, we have an area for storage as well.
And then along the left-hand side, we have Pro Power on board here, which basically means we have a couple of outlets over here, which we can use. So I like to use that personally for my camera gear, such as batteries, lights, things like that.
Now, one thing I gotta give them kudos on is the ample seating found inside. I had everybody, what was it I want to say it was 4 adults, 1 person in the front, 3 people in the back, and everybody fit comfortably. Sometimes in the back, it's real tight and scrunched up, or your knees are practically in your chest. That is not the case here at all. And the panoramic sunroof, love that. It is just gorgeous to look up and look out of this thing. But the really wow factor for me, and I think everybody else who I showed this to, was the touchscreen display here. And the fact that this has built-in Wi-Fi. And then the little cherry on top is in the back, there's a step and a handrail to assist in getting in the bed of the truck. And when I put things in the back of the truck, they've thankfully been protected from the elements. Now, when it comes to power outlets, this is where I get excited because I've always wanted something like this in my car. So to now have it in the truck here, yeah, it's been nice, especially when I'm working on my laptop. I'm editing, which is killing the battery. I can now juice up from my vehicle and power my laptop. But that's 3 things I will say this truck has a lot of: storage, power, and ports.
I have a place down here I can put things. There's also a wireless charging pad in there, a USB and USB-C port. I'm actually using it now to charge up my battery for my mic. We also have storage up here in the front, and then there's even more storage along the doors. This is another storage area here. Or I actually fit my camera in here, which was nice because I didn't want to put it back in my book bag. And then another storage area we have is up here. So I can take my sunshades here and just store them. So I like that.
But another unique feature I found up here was this interior work surface. I really found myself using this a lot for my laptop. Normally, I gotta figure a way to get the laptop between me and the steering wheel. My first charging experience. Y'all, I don't know, if you get how big of a moment this was for me, because I just was so curious, what's it like,
That's something you can't do in a gas vehicle.
Keep it on while it fills up. This one is on right now and charging. And we can come in here and play games or something while it's charging. Or put this thing down here. Let that go down, and then we can pull this out as a table. So I like the thoughtfulness of things to do while you wait for it to charge. All right, just finished charging, and now we're about to be back on the road. I think we spent 25 minutes here, so yeah, now it's time to go get some food. I will say one thing that I found really useful was the Ford Pass app. So that you can go in there and plan a route and know before you even get on the road the places that you're gonna have to charge at, and an approximation of what your battery will be when you get there. But the area that I found myself the most at was right here, view chargers. Now what this section does is show you the chargers that are near you, or that are near a specific location you're going to. But I did have a charger installed at home, which has definitely helped out with charging as well. So what I decided to do was place it inside of my garage. And the cables that connect the charger to the electric panel is basically like hidden behind the drywall. Inside, when it comes to sound, we have the Bang & Olufsen speakers, and another nice touch is the F-150 Lightning truck will get software updates. So it's constantly getting improvements over time. And this is another little cool thing it does, LED zone lighting, where basically you can indicate the specific side that you want to illuminate. Now, a unique thing that I found on the bed of the truck was a ruler, so like you can measure things as needed, and there's even onboard scales. Now, driving this I will say is one of the larger vehicles that I've driven, but I got settled in really nice and really quickly. One thing I will say is that it responds and handles well, and it handled turns very smoothly. Now, the mileage I've gotten out of this, it's roughly like 320 miles, and that's only available on the extended range battery, which is the one that I have here. And this thing takes off. I'm talking 0 to 60 in less than 4 seconds. And I really like that it has the lane keeping system, so it's gonna make sure I'm centered in my lane. And adaptive cruise control, I've been loving that too, because it's basically like smart cruise control in the sense that when I activate it, it'll keep a certain distance between me and the car in front. Now, my vehicle is Ford Blue Cruise capable and has a connected service plan. So Blue Cruise is a Ford hands-free highway driver assistance feature that builds on adaptive cruise control and lane centering to enable hands-free driving. It also operates on about 97% of control access highways in areas called hands-free blue zones across US and Canada. But overall, I'm actually loving driving a vehicle this size and having the features and the functions in which it does. I can transport furniture and get started on some of these little home DIYs. And I love that I have a very optimal and comfortable and spacious setup when I'm out on the go for work. But if you want to find out more about the F-150 Lightning truck, I'm gonna have some information linked down below for you. And also drop any questions in the comment section that you may have, because we might revisit this. But until the next one, y'all, as always, thanks for taking the time out to let me tech you out.